In this video, I'm about to share with you a certain thing that God taught me, and this is very, very interesting. So let's get into it. So, how did I come to this realization that we can have fun living with God in a certain manner? Oh, guys, once I explain this to you, your mind is going to be blown. Like this thing is so interesting. It's such a not known thing. So going a couple of months back, I started dedicating my life to God, and I was very disciplined with living for God. So I didn't make any mistakes, and I had done pretty much whatever He said me to do. So He told me to stop playing video games, and I don't know about you guys, but I get addicted to video games. It starts taking over my entire life if I just play like 1 hour even. See what I'm saying? So I had to quit this thing, and then he told me to quit TV shows because it was also taking my time. And I have this thing. I don't know if everybody has this thing, but my consciousness, I can't fathom like watching this entertaining content. Also in the Bible it says guard your hearts, and I strongly believe that these things, especially TV shows and movies, they affect your subconscious mind in such a way that you think that this is the truth, so they kind of treat this reality like God doesn't exist, and because of that it really destroys your subconscious mind. You start thinking, alright, maybe you start doubting, like, alright, maybe God doesn't exist, and maybe this is how this situation are really up. Even entertaining content on YouTube, I had to kind of stop, not entirely, but for the most part, as it's also time consuming. So I had came upon this certain position that I've been very disciplined. I stopped video games, I've stopped TV shows, like I've stopped everything. So without noticing, I became very logical person. I started being scared to experience. In my last video I've spoken about how experience is the meaning of life. Go watch it if you haven't watched it. It's actually one of the best videos I ever did. Started living with God, and I was doing everything I was going through with this experience, but I was such a logical, all right, do this, all right, do this, like imagine this sort of life. But because of my discipline, I didn't stop living for God or come back to video games or anything like that. So I actually asked God, and I love, God is so awesome for this. He's so harsh at times, but he is such a I don't know, I really like this thing because sometimes I ask him for something, and then he just does like something crazy, and like boom, I receive this information. So without going into details too much, I asked him, God, this is so boring. I wish to to start playing video games, to start watching TV shows, but there has to be a solution. Like I said to him, like I don't want to do these things, but this impulse I have towards doing this thing, like I didn't realize, I didn't understand what was going on at that time. So then I went to sleep. Then I wake up the next day, and boom, I start downloading knowledge from the spiritual realm. Maybe this was through my dreams, but this was so interesting. I started downloading this knowledge that there is some part of the brain that activates when we do these things, and we must activate it in general in this life without video games and TV shows or whatever these things are. See what I'm saying? So it's so interesting. So I woke up with this kind of, oh, there is something about creativity, about emotion, about different parts of the brain that we must activate. So then I check in ChatGPT. I hate this little freak, but I ask them sometimes some things, and I ask them, hey, is there such a thing as left part of the brain or right side of the brain that it's about different thing like imagination, emotionality? Then he said yes. And when I heard yes, I was so shocked. Like I was so grateful to God for this information. So then I started learning about it a little bit, And I realized this is so big and so many people miss it. I think it's because so many people got used to activating this part of their brain with video games that they think that the entire life without video games is so boring. See what I'm saying? So it's so interesting. It's like a different part we must activate in order to have fun in this life. This part is responsible for emotion, creativity, imagination, all these things that once you kind of activate this through consuming, let's say, TV shows, it's kind of making us be more, I don't know how to explain it, more happy, way more happy. It's more joyful. It's kind of this essence with this life. It's this games mindset. You can see this right here. It's like the left side control the right side of the body. It does math, it does logical, it does reasoning. Right side controlling the left side of the body. For some reason, I think also the art is on the left side, so maybe this is why it's responsible for emotions. But understanding language, non-literal thinking. So this is, I think, emotion thinking. Spatial awareness. I don't know what this means, but imagination, and then maybe there's something that says it's about creativity. Yeah. So creativity, intuitive, artistic, emotional, imaginative, all these things. So we must kind of activate this side of the brain once we start living with God. So it's so interesting, when you live with God, when you actually start living by the commandments of Jesus, Matthew 5, 6, and 7, get the Holy Spirit. So it will say to you something like that should stop video games and TV shows and stuff like that. But then if you were dependent on these things to activate your left side of the brain, you would start kind of being bored. You feel like something within you is just non-existent anymore, that you must play video games or activate your imaginations with TV shows and stuff like that. So yeah, you must learn to activate this part of the brain, and maybe in a future video I'll actually teach how to do this thing, because I'm still learning. But you kind of get to see life as a video game itself, not that much to the point it's not a reality to you anymore. But playing, for an example, you're eating with your friend, like start doing challenges like you would start doing things in a video game. See what I'm saying? So yeah, guys, that's all. Thanks for watching and good luck doing this. Experiment with this. Maybe write to me in the comments how you feel about this thing and what realizations you had about it, because this thing is so interesting, and it's the truth. It's from God himself, and I've been experimenting with it. I didn't make this video until like 2 weeks knowing this information. So good luck dedicating your lives to God and doing this thing, guys. Thanks for watching.